everybody that put the money to good use. This is the kind of Kenya we want, where you're given a budget and you do the right thing. Now that I have your audience, and I know you're a very busy man, Your Excellency, we have a problem at Kenyatta National Hospital. They are detaining patients. There are a lot of patients being detained, beds being occupied by people who should go home. And us as politicians, we are actually crippling Kenyatta National Hospital, because over the last 10 years, they've probably written 10 billion shillings. And when they get a budget, they're not being given the 10 billion that they've written off. So they need to be replenished with their budget so that they can be able, because if you're given a budget for the year and you wrote off last year, because your patients couldn't pay, then obviously you're sinking in a big hole. So Kenyatta National Hospital is challenged. I don't want any of those patients to spend Christmas in the hospital. Some are detained for even 6 months, 1 year. I really pray that you will give a directive to release all those detained patients, because that is part of your UHC. The community health promoters that you recently launched, I want to advise them to waende watafute hawa watoto ambao wamefungwa kwa manyumba, watolewe waletwe hapa, waanze physiotherapy. Thank you so much and God bless you.
Asante sana, Esther. Your Excellency, in the Bible, there is a place where the disciples asked Jesus. You know, they found somebody who was blind, who was born blind. And they asked, who sinned for this person to be born blind? Is it the father? Is it the mother? And the response by the Lord Jesus was that this happened for the glory of God. God knows why certain children are born in a certain way. It is upon us as society and as leadership and as government to make sure that God's glory can shine through those children by giving them a special opportunity to have a fair chance at life, to equalize their chances at life. A few years ago, Your Excellency, when I was Senator of Nairobi, we went around and I met a lady called Simaton who was doing what we call therapies for kids. And her biggest challenge was that there were many children who were being brought, you know, for this physiotherapy, for exercises, and at least they were developing. But there are many more in Nairobi who are locked up in the slums. If you go to the slum areas, you'll find a child has been locked in, because when the child is born that way, first the father anazama. Anasema hii ni laana, or there's something wrong. Once the father has disappeared, huyu mama labda kazi yake ni kufua nguo. Haezi enda na huyo mtoto. So huyo mtoto haendi shule, amekaa tu kwa nyumba, amefungiwa kama mbuzi, Your Excellency. I'm glad with friends who was able to get one bus that time. That bus goes around some of the slums, picks up those children. It has the, you know, mechanism to even get wheelchairs at the back, but it is not enough. We have too many children and too few facilities to take care of them. Your Excellency, I'm glad because you care about the children and you care about education. The investment we've seen in education just this year has never been seen since this country started. More than 56,000 teachers. Your focus on, you know, uplifting the education sector, and that is why the education sector has the highest budget, I think 650 billion or so. You have a very good CSN team. We are partnering together in Nairobi. We are working very closely. For us, we've said, taking care of our children is not